A brand new Brawl Stars update is coming to the game, and this is a very exciting one. Brawl Stars is collaborating with Nickelodeon to bring SpongeBob skins to the game. As somebody who watched a decent amount of SpongeBob growing up, I'm pretty excited about this. We also have special power-ups to make the game super crazy in SpongeBob mode. We've also got 2 new game modes, including Trio Showdown, and tons of cool new skins to show off. But let's start off with a complete breakdown of the 2 newest brawlers. Moe is the newest mythic brawler coming to Brawl Stars. He is a blind rat that was living in the Star Park sewers and was later adopted by Grom. That also means that he is the 3rd member of the Castle Courtyard trio along with Grom and Ash. Now, Moe uses his giant digging machine to keep an eye on the sewers since he's on the maintenance team with the rest of his trio, but apparently he also uses his digging machine to cause all sorts of chaos in Star Park. Now we got more to cover, but I want to give a huge thank you to Samsung for sponsoring this video. Samsung recently sponsored the 2024 Brawl Stars Olympics, a huge event that I personally competed in for a chance to win $3,000. Me and 8 other tribe content creators were split into 3 different teams, each representing a different part of the world. I teamed up with Spen and Tom for Team EU, and we competed in 7 different challenges. I know I'm from the US, but I did live in Norway for a couple of years. So when Europe needed me, I was there. And we did our absolute best against Team USA and Team Canada. Now these events were actually really fun and unique, like the Lola relay race, where we could only race her clones through an obstacle course. Or there was Bot Runner, where nobody could attack each other, but there was a boss bot killing players off one by one until there was just one man standing. We all played on the Galaxy Z Fold 6, which is a fantastic device for gaming. And one of our challenges was actually to draw Spike using Galaxy AI's sketch to image feature. So after you watch this video, make sure you click the link below to watch the video and see which team took home the $3,000 grand prize. You can also click right up here, and there's another link to check out the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, which you're absolutely going to want to do. A big thank you to Samsung for sponsoring this video. Now, Moe has tiny shovels on the back of his hand that he uses to dig up rocks and hurl them at enemies. It looks like these rocks skip across the ground like you would skip a rock on water. And in Brawl Talk, Drew said that each time they bounce, they deal area damage. However, I'm not exactly sure what determines how many times they bounce or how far they go. So I'll have to do a little bit of experimenting, and then I'll show you guys what I find in an update sneak peek video. Now the rocks break off in 4 directions, very similar to Grom's attack, but each projectile deals its own damage, and an enemy easily can get hit by more than 1 for every single ammo. Each projectile only deals 1,000 damage, which is a little bit less than a single Spike Thorn from Spike's main attack. And this is another reason why I think it's going to be pretty easy to land at least 2 projectiles with 1 ammo, because that's not very much damage. Now for Moe's super, he burrows into the ground and dashes forward, then pops out of the ground in his digging machine. Now during the dash, enemies that are hit take 1,640 damage, which is a decent amount, but when he pops up out of the ground, enemies hit by that blast take double the damage. That is a little bit less than Meg's super, and they get knocked back. That is a lot of damage in one single blast. Now while in his machine, his main attack changes to a very close range drill attack that you can just hold down to deal continuous damage to anything in his range. Very similar to like Amber's attack, or like Draco's is probably a little bit more of a comparison because it also seems to have a short range. There's also a yellow bar underneath his ammo that I can only assume is a timer for how long he stays in his machine, and it moves pretty fast, so you won't have a whole lot of time in it. Now regardless of whether Moe is just himself or he's in his machine, he has 6,400 health, and that is the same as Amber's, Cordelius's, Gus's, Penny's, and Lou's HP, so he's not super tanky, but he's also not super squishy. And honestly, he seems like a super fun damage dealer. One last thing that I will mention is just how tiny he is when he is not in his digging machine. Outside of his machine, he is definitely the smallest brawler in the game, which might mean that he has the smallest hitbox in the game. Previously, it was Crow, and that means that Crow is actually a little bit harder to hit than other brawlers. And if he has a smaller hitbox than Crow, he may even be harder to hit just because of his size. But I couldn't tell that just from watching Brawl Talk, so I will do a little bit more research and show you guys in the Moe Olympics sneak peek. Kenji is the first brawler of a brand new trio, and he is also our next legendary brawler. He became a samurai at some point in his life, but now he lives with his family in Star Park and makes sushi at the sushi stand or restaurant or something like that. Now, Drew also alluded to the fact that something troubling happened in Kenji's past that he is trying to keep secret. What could it have been? Perhaps he once had very green hair and traveled the 7 seas as a pirate or something like that. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. The point is, every time that Kenji attacks, his main attack changes between two different forms. It switches back and forth between a short dashing attack that deals 1000 damage. It's pretty similar to Mortis's attack. And then it switches to a wide slashing attack that deals 2000 damage in an attack very similar to like BB's attack and does not dash him forward at all. Now his dash does look like it travels about the same distance as one of Mortis's regular dashes, maybe a little bit less, but it only deals half the damage that Mortis's does. The slash deals the same amount of damage as Mortis's attack though, so he's not quite as agile as Mortis and he can't quite do as much damage, but it looks like maybe he has a faster reload speed. Even if he doesn't though, it doesn't really matter because it is his super that seems way better than Mortis's. For his super, he throws a fish into the air and instantly vanishes, making him invulnerable for a little bit, meaning you cannot deal damage to him. Wherever the fish lands, Kenji strikes twice in an X shape, and each slash deals 2600 damage. So if you are in the middle and you take that attack twice, you take 5200 damage. That is a little bit less than Dynamite's super, which can one-shot quite a few brawlers, okay? This is a very strong super. We also got a quick glimpse of his attack going through a wall, so you won't even be able to hide from it. Now, Kenji also cannot be touched during this animation, and when it's over, he reappears in the same spot that he left in, not where the fish landed. So he can throw that over a wall, deal damage, and he'll be transported back to where he was before he threw it. This means he's going to be able to survive way more close encounters than Mortis can with his super. Now, Kenji also has 7600 health, which is very similar to Mortis. It's the same amount actually. So I think that he's gonna be a pretty good assassin and a lot of fun to play. Okay, now let's talk about the SpongeBob SquarePants collab. And it comes with some really cool power-ups. But starting off, we've got skins. Sorry, Squidward Mortis skin is going to be the Brawl Pass skin, and he comes with two color variations. I don't know what the name is, but it looks like a pink cape and a white cape that can come from the Brawl Pass Plus. We also have the SpongeBob El Primo skin. This is going to be free to unlock from the club event. Basically, your goal is to earn Krusty Cash to feel the club collection, and this is very similar to a few club events that we've done for special stuff. And every type of Krusty Cash actually counts towards the total, including gem top-ups. So I believe that people that are spending money in your club will actually benefit you as well, okay? And once the club collection is filled up with cash, then everybody in that club will be able to unlock SpongeBob El Primo for free, which is super cool. We also have a Patrick Buzz skin, which, so these skins are some of the most far out there. Like, they do not look like the brawlers, and I'm totally okay with it because it's just, I mean, Patrick, it's just Patrick right in Brawl Stars. We also have Sandy, Jessie, and Gary the Snail is her little turret, which is just cool. Mr. Krabs Tick is also a skin, and I'm excited about this one. I was really hoping we would get Mr. Krabs Griff, and I feel like they missed out an opportunity here, but whatever, it's cool. More people probably play Tick than Griff, even though Griff is way cooler and way better. We also have Plankton Daryl, which is really fun. Yeah, there's just like a lot of really awesome skins here, and we'll talk about how you unlock them. It'll be through Krusty Cash, and I'll explain more about that later on. But first, I want to show you guys the new power-ups because these are really cool. It's very similar to like the Godzilla event, but I think it's going to be a little bit more balanced, but not like in a bad way, like in a good way. Like, I still think this is going to be a lot of fun. Basically, there are different types of power-ups for different types of brawlers. Each of the different archetypes of brawlers, like damage dealers and supports and assassins and tanks and stuff like that. Each of these power-ups has up to 3 levels that increase their effectiveness, and you can unlock these special powers during the event. First up, we have Krabby Patties, which work on tank brawlers like Bull, El Primo, or Frank. Up to 3 Krabby Patties will surround you, and when they're destroyed, it grants increased damage resistance, it increases your movement speed, and charges up your super. Each one of those 3 different features are based off of different levels of the abilities, which I'll explain a little bit more later on. Kelp Soda actually works on support brawlers like Poco, Pam, and Max. This adds a permanent healing area around you at level 1. At level 2, healing allies will actually charge up your super, and at level 3, using your super will spawn a power cube that you or your teammates can pick up. Hopefully the enemies can't pick it up, but that might be a possibility. Next, we have Chum Balls, which work on damage dealers like Spike, Colt, and Nita. This makes it so that hitting an enemy will give you a Chum Ball, which gives you homing projectiles at level 1, increased movement speed, I believe at power 2, and Third is healing for a short period of time at level 3. Next is the clarinet, which works on marksman brawlers, snipers like Brock, Piper, and Bee. After a cooldown, up to 2 attacks are empowered by Squidward's music, allowing it to pierce through environments and brawlers. Next are bubbles, which work on controller brawlers like Jessie, Bo, or Penny. These make it so that your basic attacks leave a trail of bubbles on the ground that damage enemies who pass over them. And at level 3, the end of the trail explodes into more bubbles, making it even more difficult for enemies to move around. Now next we have the spatula. This works on assassin brawlers like Mortis, Leon, and Edgar. Basically, a spatula will periodically orbit around you, and when enemies are low on health, your attacks will take them down instantly if you have a spatula, which is dangerous, right? At higher upgrade levels, you also get a speed boost and become invisible when you defeat an enemy, which is crazy. Next, we have the pineapple, which works on artillery brawlers like Dynamite, Tick, or Barley. After a short cooldown, your basic attacks will drop a pineapple from the sky that deals damage. At higher levels, it leaves a damaging area on the ground, similar to how Brocks leave fire on the ground. And also, it will explode into damaging pineapple chunks. These power-ups are going to work very much like the Godzilla event did, where they're only going to be available in the game modes with the SpongeBob modifier on them, and will only be available during the SpongeBob event. And these are going to be unlocked inside delicious power meals, which of course are going to be purchased at the Krusty Krab. I mean, where else would you get power meals, right? The Krusty Krab was also going to have daily deals where you can spend Krusty Cash to buy various special offers as well. These offers include various cosmetics as well as progression. Like, it looks like you could get a random hypercharge, which is pretty awesome. This is also where you can unlock all of the SpongeBob skins. And there are quite a few different ways for you to earn Krusty Cash. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling today. I'm just so excited. There will be free Krusty Cash every single day, and you can earn some by getting a win in every game mode that has a SpongeBob modifier on it every single day. And that includes 2 new game modes as well. Jellyfishing is a 3v3 mode where you catch jellyfish from around the map, and the team with the most jellyfish at the end of the match wins. This is gonna work very similar to how like bolts work in Siege. So after picking up a jellyfish, you have to stay alive for 5 seconds before the jellyfish is considered caught. And if you die before that time is up, then any fillet jellyfish that you have are going to be dropped onto the ground. Pretty simple, straightforward, should be a lot of fun. Who doesn't love catching jellyfish, right? I mean, besides Squidward. Then we have Trio Showdown. This is just like Duo Showdown, but with 3 people per team. And this is actually Brawl Stars' largest game mode with 4 teams of 3, meaning 12 total players. You can respawn if at least one person on your team is still alive. My guess is that the respawn timer is going to be longer than in Duo Showdown, but even if it isn't, I think it's gonna be pretty difficult to take out 3 enemy teammates all at once, and I'm excited to see how chaotic this one gets. We are kind of getting the Once Upon a Brawl season returning back for October, but instead of fairy tales, it's now scary tales. Like, that's the name of the season. It's the scary tale season. For skins, we've got Skeletal Surge. It is going to be the Brawl Pass season skin, and he will also have the villainous and anti-hero color variations in the Brawl Pass Plus. We also have Nightmare Nani. Now, I don't know the cost of these skins, but I'm going to guess for you, and I'll reveal them in a future update sneak peek where I also show you all of their winning, losing, and projectile animations. I'm going to guess Nightmare Nani will cost 149 gems. Lockpit Kit is, I'm going to guess 79 or 149 gems. Then we have Dread Knight Draco, which is such a cool looking skin. I really like this skin a lot. I'm going to guess this is going to cost 149 gems. Then is Dark Keep Pearl, which I'm guessing will cost 79 gems. Then we have Malicious Mandy, which is going to be the ranked skin of the season. And honestly, this is a really cool skin for Mandy. Like, so cool. Possessed Poco is also pretty cool. And honestly, this is probably his real, like, the best skin for Poco. Poco, every single one of his skins, I'm like, I like it, but do I love it? This one I love. I'm guessing it's going to cost 149 gems. Outside of the season, we're also going to be getting 3 zombie skins, starting with Gruesome Gus, which I'm guessing will cost 79 gems. There's also Decaying Dynamite, which looks like it could either be 79 or 149 gems, and Putrid Pam, which I'm guessing will cost 79 or 149 gems. We're also getting 3 Harvest Festival skins. There's Moon Guardian Crow, Moon Guardian Hank, and Moon Guardian Chester, all of which I could see being 79 or 149 gems. There's a chance they might do 199 gems. I don't know. We'll have to see though. I will be doing a skin giveaway of Moon Guardian Hank on my Discord server, so click the link below to join my Discord for a chance to unlock it. We're also getting a few other random skins. Vam Primo looks like he'll probably be a 29 gem skin. Cuckoo Colette also looks like a 29 gem skin. Red Jacket Rico also looks like 29 gem skin. Moe is releasing with his Monterey Moe 29 gem skin. Kenji is also releasing with his Fruit Samurai Kenji skin for 29 gems. It's not Fruit Ninja, it's Fruit Samurai. He's a samurai, not a ninja. And then there is Fang's skin as part of the World Championship going on. I'm guessing it'll cost 149 gems. It may only be 79 though. Finally, we have the Dragon or perhaps Dragoon Bell skin. This is a Supercell make skin by Nana BS, and it will be the ranked skin during the SpongeBob season. Also, Brock's old haircut and jacket are returning to the game, and now you get to choose which one you want to use for him, just like you can play regular Mortis without his hat or with his hat for free, even though Mortis no hat doesn't exist. So anyway, now with the October season, we're seeing some old but also good game modes returning. In Payload, you try to get your payload to the end of the track by staying within close range of it. In Pumpkin Plunder, you try to steal a pumpkin from the enemy side of the map and walk it back to your spawn without letting it touch the ground or stay on the ground for too long. Then there's Zombie Brawl, which is basically just volley brawl, where you try and knock the ball over to the enemy team and don't let it hit your ground. Okay. New hypercharges. These are a big deal. If it's like any of the previous seasons, they'll be very strong, and these brawlers are about to get, well, a few promotions in this next upcoming tier list. Pogo's hypercharge will make his super overheal teammates with a shield for whatever the over amount healing is. That sounds weird. Basically, it's going to work like Gus's super and will diminish over time, so keep that in mind. But if you heal somebody that's at full HP, they will get that shield, which is awesome. Mortis's hypercharge makes it so that Mortis's super returns back to him just like Carl's attack does. It is able to deal damage on the way back as well as heal Mortis on the way back, meaning that he can deal double the damage and heal twice as much, making Mortis really difficult to kill in some situations. Squeak's hypercharge will make Squeak's super projectiles split and bounce one additional time. The clip in Brawl Talk looks a little confusing, but basically think of Squeak's hypercharge super very similar to like Sprout's attack, where it gets 2 bounces. The first time it lands, it spits out a bunch of blobs and just like normal, and then it also continues and bounces in the direction that you throw it, and when it lands the second time, it splits out projectiles that second time as well. So it's going to cover a huge area. Its range is going to be further than normal, and I could see this also being really great for dealing a lot of damage. Next is Terra's hypercharge, which makes it so that her super has a larger pull and lasts for a longer time, meaning that enemies will not be able to move for even longer while they're getting pulled in by the super. I think that increasing the pull area is going to be absolutely huge for Terra. It's going to be so hard to run away from it and way easier for her to actually pull in multiple brawlers and then recharge her super off of them and potentially recharge her hypercharge off of them. Nani's hypercharge will make her super grow in size while also increasing its speed. Now, the fact that it gets bigger means that it's going to be harder to dodge and should make it easier for you to hit enemies. I'm not sure about the fact that it increases its speed though. If the speed increases, but you also get to maintain good turning control, then this should be pretty useful. But I'm gonna have to mess around with this and let you guys know what I think in a future sneak peek. Now, Surge's hypercharge is really interesting. He reaches max level when he uses a hypercharge super, and then he unlocks a 5th upgrade level while his hypercharge is still active. This level 5 makes his projectiles split even if they don't hit an enemy brawler, and the projectiles will travel even further. I remember when Surge's projectiles split like this when he was first released, and he was incredibly strong, so I already know that this is a strong hypercharge for Surge. But if that's not enough, he also gains slightly more range during his hypercharge, so Surge is going to be scary when he's all the way upgraded and hypercharged. We are getting 2 new ranked modifiers, starting with Gadgets Galore. I'm so excited for this one. This allows you to use as many gadgets as you would like to during a match, but they will have a 15-second cooldown timer, so This is going to be interesting. I want to know which gadget you guys think is going to be the most OP with this, like unlimited gadget uses. That's crazy. Then there's the momentum modifier. This makes it so that whenever you hit an enemy brawler, you get a short burst of movement speed. This happens whenever you hit your attack, your super, or if your spawns hit an enemy as well. And this is going to be very useful on brawlers that are really easy to hit enemies with. Like I'm thinking brawlers like Gene and Tick, you know? Now that is not everything coming in the update. That's just everything covered in Brawl Talk. We also have to cover balance changes, the actual cost for the new skins, gadgets for the 2 new brawlers and star powers. And I want to show you guys more gameplay of hypercharges and the special SpongeBob power-ups. So make sure you subscribe so you do not miss it. Thanks a ton for watching this video. Make sure you check out this one right here where I competed in the Brawl Stars Olympics. Big thank you to Samsung for sponsoring this video.